Now lately I've been running around here like crazy, seeming like I can't get caught up on anything, feeling overwhelmed by stuff, and just staying so focused on all the things that I've got to do. And in fact, my last video I even talked about, staying busy and all the stuff, and I've made a bunch of videos, and that's been my common theme, right? Oh, I'm so busy. But I've been forgetting to enjoy the journey while working towards whatever it is I'm working towards. And at any given day, it's, this or that or the other, and I forget what the big long-term goal is, and kind of lose sight of like the immediate right here in front of me. Now it kind of hit me like 2 days ago, because I was actually out back and I was working on the pool and been frantically trying to get that stuff kind of behind me so that I don't have to worry about it. School's almost over, so my wife and all 3 kids are gonna be home for the summer, and I'd like that to be ready so they have something to enjoy. But while I was out there, the larger unit was making crazy racket, and of course I immediately thought, oh no, something's broken. I mean, it sounded like it was coming apart. And long story short, a black snake had gotten into the fans, and well, it was a mess. And there was oh my goodness, I gotta clean that up. And when I say it was a mess, it was a mess. It smelled rancid. We had to take the unit apart, fish the snake up out of the bottom. I mean, it was ugh. But I got, like focused on that. I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta get that done, and being thankful it wasn't anything worse. And then, that put me behind on stuff, and so I was stressing about that. And then the next day I was stressing about not having enough time because we had stuff after work that I needed to go do. And then, I don't know, it just kind of hit me because, well, the thing I was stressing about, because I was missing a bunch of other stuff, was the fact that my daughter, my oldest, Eden, is graduating from preschool. And yeah, that's kind of when it hit me like a ton of bricks, that like part of the reason we're here is for the kids, to build something with them and for them. And I frequently well, I'm too busy, or I make excuses not to do something, or whatever. And yeah, it kind of gave me a chance to really stop and think about it a little bit. And so today was, I need to get some stuff done, but maybe a chance to reflect. Because the reality is, this is kind of what I asked for, and this is what we were working for. And, I knew that. Like, working full time and all the stuff here at the property to do, I can't forget that the whole reason I'm doing it is for my 3 children. My goal today is to actually get a lot of these marigolds planted. I have not done a great job with that, and I've got some potted, and I've up potted some more tomatoes and whatnot. Well, and got a few of these planted. But what I haven't done is actually get all of the stuff planted. Now the garden's pretty well planted, and I'm going to talk about some of the updates there. Now, I'm a really poor gardener because I forgot to label. And I thought I'd remember, but I'm not certain that I've remembered exactly what all I planted where. That said, I am fairly certain, now I know these are squash, I am fairly certain these are our zucchini squash finally starting to come up. They're either zucchini squash or butternut squash or acorn squash. but I'm fairly certain that I did acorn and butternut, but I don't remember. So once they get a little bit bigger, I'll be able to tell, I think. But these leaves are a little bit narrower, and since the winter squash tend to want a vine, that is something that I've got to figure out. I've been debating on, so I definitely want to trellis these guys and try to go up with them, since these last two rows are a little bit close together and these all want to vine out. So I'm going to try to trellis them, but I haven't decided exactly how I want to trellis them. I was late getting the trellis up for this, and these started to kind of vine out on the ground, and these are snap peas, so obviously you want them up so that they can grow up, and then they'll start to, you know, bloom and stuff. And I had not done that, and so they started wrapping up on themselves and not growing out the way they should. So I don't want that same thing to happen, because if the squash starts to vine out across the ground, it's going to be very difficult to get it up. And these alone were not super easy, but they're doing okay. They're starting to do their thing, so we're just helping encourage them along. Now I found that, you know, you can use like bread ties or zip ties or string or anything to kind of tie them up, but I've actually found that if you can get them to lean against whatever it is you want them to grow on for even just a couple of hours, a lot of times, you know, they'll just grab on and go. All right, that is sort of solved. And something I almost forgot to talk about is, well, let's see, that and this. So I took a tip from somebody else, and I'm actually using cardboard as a weed barrier, and then I'm taking the mulch and stacking it. It's really hard to get mulch around here, believe it or not, without having to spend a little bit extra to have it delivered. So I've kind of stopped looking a little bit, and I've just started making what I've got go a little bit further, and this is what I'm doing. Now so far I'm pretty happy with that, because in the areas that I've done, the grass is, well, it's not coming back through yet. But as you can see, in the name of, again, busyness, I'm growing more grass in my garden than I am vegetables, which is, well, not awesome. Now, hopefully this time next year, it won't be as bad, because I do have silage tarps that I bought to try to cover this and help like kill out everything. But I just didn't get it done in time. And kind of going along with the theme of this one is, I think sometimes I just need to pick my battles. I think like anybody else that's kind of getting into things, if you're anything like me, I mean, I get really excited about doing something, and then I go like neck deep into it, and I want to do everything, and I have ideas, and I do the research, and sometimes it's important just to slow down and pick your battles. Pick the things you want to focus on, and just accept that the rest may not be perfect. So I finally just decided at this point, I'm going to take, I don't want to say my own advice, because I'm pretty sure I heard this from somebody else, but I'm just going to start planting. Per usual, I'm kind of running out of time, but I got the marigolds planted, well, most of them, and I've got the sweet peas trellised up. So I guess family's almost home. I've now got the baby, so I need to get back inside and watch her. And then of course I've got all my evening chores. So I haven't taken you guys along with the evening chores for a while, so I'm gonna try to do that as long as the timing works out. All right, finally got everybody settled in, and I'm gonna try to get through some of the evening chores before it gets too dark. So we're at, it's about 6:30. Right now we're getting dark around just shy of 8 o'clock, real close to 8 o'clock. So we got plenty of time. But I've got a few, I think at least one group of the pigs needs water, maybe both. So we'll fill up 3 5-gallon buckets of water. and hopefully that's enough to at least get them through, because the smaller pigs are going to be moving again soon, probably in the next few days. So if I get a chance, I may start working on their next paddock. And you'll probably notice we've got Carolyn going again. So I've had trouble off and on for, I guess, about 2 or 3 weeks now with the carb, and we did a full fuel system clean out. I put fuel system cleaner in it. I cleaned the carb. I replaced the fuel pump, the fuel filter, all the fuel lines, and it was great for a couple days, and then it was just kind of up and down. At the time, I had not replaced the carburetor yet. What I ran into was that I think as things were breaking loose inside the carburetor, it was clogging up jets, and I think it was clogging up some of the internals, not specifically the jets that are removable. So I looked all over the place, could not find a replacement carb except OEM, which was straight from John Deere for this specific version of the Kawasaki engine that's in here. And that actually led me down a rabbit hole. It's like $300 to get from John Deere. Couldn't find a carb rebuild kit for this one specifically, so I took a chance. I bought the club car version that, well, the club car golf carts have the same engine, but it's a slightly different configuration. There's no choke on it. I took a chance and I bought that, and I was able to get it running, but not well. So I actually pulled a lot of the pieces out of the new carb and rebuilt the old carb with it, and it still needs a little bit of tweaking and tuning, but it's running, and it's running pretty good. Knock on wood. We'll hope it stays that way. Good girl. That's good. Now you're getting it. I know you get too excited, but I'll love on you. Yes, I'll love on you if you just sit down. Hey, pigs. Yep, you guys are low. You're so low, I'm gonna go ahead and just dump it. Watch out, pigs. We'll get y'all some fresh water. Some completely fresh water. Where's the hay there? We have a cottonwood tree back here, and that thing's been dropping, well, its little seedlings everywhere, and so it fills up the waters. So I've been dealing with that for about 2 weeks now. Mosquitoes are bad back here. One of my long-term goals is actually to get rainwater collection set up on the barn. There's already gutters there, they just need to be refixed. And there's a downspout that's already there in about the right spot for it. And I've got the big tote up there to do it. I just haven't had the time to really work on it, so I'll probably wish I had made the time once it starts getting even hotter and I got to do this even more often, but again, I'm just picking my battles. Hey, pigs. What's up, Henry? What's up, buddy? How we doing? What's up, little pig? Want to say hi? Oh, Henry likes them. I'm gonna work on getting you guys another area opened up here soon. So I totally just talked to myself and the camera wasn't on, so I'll shortly recap. I just fed them, and I've been going back and forth between alfalfa pellets and the pig feed, just a traditional, you know, sow and pig feed. And what's up, Lucille? Why you got stickers all over you? Anyways, they like the pig feed more, but as you can see, they'll definitely go for the alfalfa too. I've actually got 2 more things to do, but only enough battery left in the camera to really film one. So I figure we'll come take a look at this because I haven't gotten any of this on video. So we've been moving these guys for about a week and a half now out here, which has been successful so far. Problem is that solid roof adds quite a bit of weight, and just hooking up a rope to the front and dragging it, not so easy with one person. And I don't have wheels for this yet. So I've bought some wheels, just waiting for them to arrive. So in the meantime, I've been using the 4-wheeler or the gator to hook up to it and drag it. But I gotta be careful not to run over the chicks. So we're gonna hurry up and take care of that. Now there's a couple of factors that's actually making this a little bit more difficult. One is my feeder and water are both sitting on the ground still. I have plans to try to make a hanging situation in here, like a trough feeder, but that isn't in place yet, and it's just not a battle I'm choosing to fight right now. So another issue is because of that, I'm having to get in and out and move it. It helps encourage the chickens to move to the front, which is good, since I can't stand back here and watch it, which is another challenge. Sitting up here and then trying to make sure you don't run over a bird is kind of a challenge. But just taking my time and be patient, make sure nobody gets hurt. And so far, as you can probably tell, we started down here at the end of the fence and have come to here. So I'm actually having to move it about twice a day. I'm moving it at least 1.5 times, if you will, each day, because, well, they're big birds and they poop a lot. So I'll be excited when I get wheels on it, I'll just say that much. Now, one other disappointing thing that I haven't had a chance to really talk about yet is we lost one of the birds as an adult. It just kind of got to a point where it was being lethargic, it wasn't doing well, it wasn't moving, I was having to move it. And so I tried that for 3 days. I tried giving him the extra little electrolyte water, helping feed him, that sort of stuff, but he just didn't pick up, and ants were starting to get after him. And so I finally made the decision to just go ahead and cull that bird. Again, even though they're being raised for meat, I just, you know, it's tough to watch one of them suffer. So felt like it was finally the right decision. It's the first time I've had to do that with an animal that I've raised. I've been fortunate enough in life not to have to do that. With any of my pets, they've pretty much all died naturally, but it's kind of tough. So, but you know, you got to do what you got to do, and it was probably what I felt was best. Add that to the list of things that aren't as glamorous about doing what we're doing. Don't want to end on a negative note, but I am running out of battery. My light's flashing at me, but I've got, let's see, there we are, these two. And Lucille just ain't learning her lesson. But she's a puppy, and, well, Twinkle's not that much older than her, so they're both still kind of young and hormonal. He's gonna find out, though. You're gonna keep on, he's gonna find out. Lucille, leave it. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Some of that training's working. Okay. Take it easy. Have a good day.